Michael says. The time has been set in heaven, and now, earth must align. Listen not to the voice of delay, but to the sacred echo that's been resounding in the spiritual realms. June is your exit point. This is not random. This is not accidental. Heaven has marked this moment like a signature scrawled across the fabric of time. And now, your soul is beginning to feel the pull towards something greater, something long promised. Long before you signed leases or made earthly plans, your spirit whispered yes to this divine shift. Even before you knew you'd outgrow the place you now call home, heaven had already prepared your relocation. Not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, energetically. Your current environment has become too small for the weight of your calling. What once felt warm is now too tight. What once felt safe now stifles your wings. Can you feel it? That subtle discomfort, that divine itch beneath your skin? That's the holy tension of transformation. It's heaven's signal that the time for holding back has expired. Archangel Michael says, you can't build your next chapter in yesterday's ruins. And still, part of you may hesitate. Not because you don't want more, but because something, or someone, is making you question whether you're ready. Here is the truth few will say out loud: someone close to you benefits from your staying exactly where you are. They might speak in soft concern, act as if they only want what's best for you, but in the spiritual realm, they're clinging. Their comfort is rooted in your stagnation. It may be a family member, a romantic tie, or even a subconscious version of yourself still tethered to fear. Either way, their energy is anchoring your soul to delay. Type Amen 958 to get God blessings. But heaven has already released the override code. Michael's sword has been drawn to sever this entanglement. Whatever chains have tried to bind your spirit to this expired chapter, emotional guilt, financial fear, relational confusion, they are not stronger than divine timing. And the timing, beloved, is June. The energy surrounding this transition is unlike anything you've felt before. Even if no doors appear open yet, even if the house still remains blurry, heaven urges you to begin preparing anyway. Begin imagining, packing, organizing, and letting go in the physical and spiritual realms. Because when the green light comes, it will happen quickly. No more waiting. No more second-guessing. There is an unseen calendar in heaven with your name inscribed beside June. Not for judgment. Not for punishment. But for promotion. And here's a mystery. Sometimes, the enemy of your next level won't show up as a villain, but as a delay wrapped in logic. A pause cloaked in good reasons. Beware of these illusions. If heaven says go, go in faith, not in fear. So pause, and ask yourself, what am I still holding onto that no longer serves me? Because this isn't just a move. It's a release. A resurrection. A return to alignment. And the moment you say yes, heaven will conspire to move every mountain blocking your path. Start moving in faith. The divine clock is ticking. Your appointed exit is already in motion. You're not just changing locations. You're stepping into a living portal of destiny. Archangel Michael speaks again, not as a voice of fear, but as the clarion call of sacred purpose. The place you're being drawn to is not ordinary. It's encoded with your next spiritual assignment. You may think you're simply searching for a new place to live, but heaven reveals a deeper truth: you're being drawn into divine alignment. And alignment does not occur at random. It is orchestrated through frequencies, soul contracts, and sacred geometry that your human mind cannot always comprehend. But your spirit knows. There is a magnetic pull forming between your soul and a very specific location. A pull that defies logic. It might be a city you've never visited. A neighborhood you keep driving through without knowing why. A house that showed up in your dreams long before you ever saw it online. Type Amen 758 to get God blessings. This pull is not a coincidence. It is a spiritual signal, a homing beacon from heaven. You are being guided not to a place that looks impressive to the world, but to one that speaks directly to the hidden chambers of your destiny. And when you arrive, you will recognize it, not with your eyes, but with your spirit. It will feel like an old friend you didn't know you'd missed. This move is your realignment to the divine grid. You see, where you live matters. Locations carry frequencies. Some places dull your gifts, trap your joy, and drain your energy. Others awaken you. They amplify your discernment, accelerate your healing, and summon people whose souls have long been waiting for yours. This is that kind of place. Heaven reveals this location is not just physical, it is prophetic. Something is waiting for you there. A person, a purpose, or a power that cannot be activated until your feet touch the ground. This is more than destiny, it's a spiritual inheritance. And the moment you step into it, you will feel it ripple through your entire being. There may be someone you're meant to meet there. A soul from a past life. A child who holds a message. A spiritual guide in human form. There may be work waiting for you, something only you can do, tied to your original soul contract. You might even begin remembering gifts you forgot you had. Dreams you buried. Visions you once abandoned. But first, you must go. You must allow yourself to leave behind the familiar frequencies that no longer carry your calling. The discomfort you feel right now is not punishment. It is misalignment. And heaven is moving to correct it. Michael urges you, ask not what you're leaving behind. Ask what your next place is ready to give birth to. This new place will not be perfect. But it will be holy. It will be charged with clarity. Saturated with divine timing. It will feel like your wings are no longer folded, they're finally expanding. You are not just being relocated. You are being resurrected into resonance. Type Amen 5489 to get God blessings. Say yes to the alignment. Say yes to the place that's already saying yes to you. Look closely now. Something is being revealed, but not in the way you expect. Archangel Michael says, heaven is showing you the blueprint, but it is hidden inside a symbol. A vision. A photo not captured with a camera, but with the eyes of the Spirit. You may have come across an image recently, a place, a room, a landscape, that stirred something deep inside you. Not nostalgia, not logic, but recognition. As if part of your soul whispered, I know this. That, dear one, was not imagination. That was spiritual memory surfacing. You're not just seeing a place, you're being shown a map. Heaven often speaks in codes, especially when guiding you towards something sacred. This photo may not be literal. It may show up in a dream, a vision during prayer, a flicker on social media, or even as a painting or image that randomly appears in your life. But it's not random. It's a divine breadcrumb, left just for you. Michael says, look deeper. Do not ask what this picture means to your mind. Ask what it unlocks in your spirit. What stands out to you in the image? A color? A doorway? A tree? A body of water? These are not just aesthetic details, they are keys. heaven is using the language of symbolism to awaken your deeper knowing. Some of these signs may carry ancient geometry, codes only your higher self remembers, because you encoded them before you incarnated. For example, you may see a circular window and feel overwhelmed with peace. Or a mountain range that makes your chest ache with longing. These are not coincidences. These are activators. They are part of the spiritual coordinates leading you home, not just to a place, but to a purpose. You may even stumble across a real estate listing, a flyer, a post shared by someone else, seemingly meaningless, but the moment you see it, you feel a jolt. That is confirmation. The soul recognizes what the ego cannot yet explain. Sometimes heaven speaks through children. A child may draw a picture, describe a house, or speak of a place they dreamed about. Pay attention. They often channel the divine without filters. Or an elderly stranger may say something cryptic in passing that mirrors the symbols you've seen in dreams. Synchronicity is your invitation. Heaven is not trying to confuse you, it is trying to engage your inner wisdom. The more you ask for clarity, the more signs will surface. But don't expect them in plain sight. They will be cloaked in mystery, because part of your spiritual growth lies in your ability to see the invisible. This image, this photo, is not just a message. It is a mirror. It's showing you not only where you're going, but who you're becoming. Archangel Michael asks you to keep a journal of these sightings. Sketch the symbols. Write down how you feel when they appear. Because these are not images you're seeing, they are memories you're remembering. From another time. Another lifetime. Another promise made. Type Amen 5890 to get God blessings. The photo is not just leading you forward, it's pulling you back into alignment with your original divine timeline. Decode it. Honor it. Follow it. It is heaven's way of saying, this is where you belong. Not everyone will celebrate your breakthrough. But heaven will protect it. There is something that must be exposed now, even if it stings to hear. Someone around you is deeply unsettled by your upcoming move. And it's not just because they'll miss you. It's because your liberation threatens their illusion of control. Archangel Michael steps forward with piercing clarity. This soul has grown comfortable with your limitations. They've adjusted to your silence. They've profited from your delays. And now that heaven is repositioning you, they are panicking beneath their surface. This person might not act like an enemy. In fact, they may present themselves as concerned. Supportive, even. They may speak in gentle tones, say all the right things, offer unsolicited advice, or question your choices with a smile. But beneath that is a spiritual resistance, not against your move, but against your elevation. Because your relocation doesn't just affect where you live. It breaks invisible agreements. Energetic contracts formed in silence. Emotional obligations built on years of compromise. Cycles of guilt, fear, or familiarity that have kept you orbiting around their expectations. They don't fear your absence, they fear your freedom. And heaven is about to sever the last thread of their control. You must understand, spiritual growth disturbs those who benefit from your stagnation. Your decision to leave is not just a physical action, it's a spiritual rebellion against codependency, manipulation, or smallness. You are choosing God's timing over their comfort. And that scares them. Archangel Michael is not asking you to judge them. But he is commanding you to discern them. Because this person, whether consciously or unconsciously, is trying to delay your destiny. They may sow seeds of doubt. Are you sure it's the right time? What if something goes wrong? What will you do if it doesn't work out? Don't mistake this fear for wisdom. It is not spiritual guidance. It is energetic sabotage. Type Amen 9875 to get God blessings. This delay may appear wrapped in love, but heaven sees through every disguise. Michael urges, do not over-explain your obedience. Not everyone deserves access to your blueprint. Your move is sacred. Your path is holy. And if someone's energy dims when you shine, that is a revelation, not a red flag to ignore. You don't need permission to follow divine instruction. You don't need consensus to obey what heaven is speaking. Your soul knows where it's going, and no human voice should override a divine appointment. Yes, this may cost you closeness. You may need to say goodbye to patterns that feel like people. But Archangel Michael promises, what you lose in comfort, you'll gain in clarity. And what feels like separation is actually protection. This is not a season to seek approval. This is a season to walk boldly in your calling. Heaven is already intervening. Conversations will reveal true intentions. Texts will feel off. Interactions will expose what was hidden. Take note. Stay alert. Listen to what is not said. And most importantly, do not retreat back into the cage just because someone else left the door open. You're not running away from anyone. You're being launched into everything. And Michael is guarding your exit. Heaven will whisper through your body before it speaks to your mind. This is the moment where reason must bow to resonance. You will not recognize the next place with your eyes first, you will feel it with your spirit. Before a lease is signed, before the keys are handed over, before your furniture touches the floor, your body will confirm what heaven already knows. Archangel Michael says, when you step into the right place, the place divinely set apart for your next chapter, your soul will inhale peace before your mind catches up. It may look ordinary on the outside, but the inside will vibrate like sacred ground. Something in the atmosphere will feel familiar, holy, charged. Watch for the signs that aren't logical, but deeply spiritual. Type Amen 78765 to get God blessings. You might shiver in the middle of a sunny day. You may feel goosebumps when you touch the door handle. You could be overwhelmed with tears, without knowing why. Or feel a deep calm wash over your chest, like your lungs suddenly remember how to breathe. These are not emotions, they are energetic confirmations. Heaven speaks to you in waves, in vibration, in sensation. Trust this. Trust what your spirit says, even if your mind is still negotiating with logic. Michael says, you've lived too long by sight. This move is about awakening your inner compass. There may even be strange but beautiful synchronicities that confirm you're in the right place. A neighbor may introduce themselves and say something oddly prophetic. A child might look at you and say, you live here now, even before you've decided. You may see your birth date etched somewhere. Or hear your name spoken in a dream the night before your visit. These are not coincidences. They are soul echoes. You are catching up to a timeline that your future self already walks upon. And when you reach it, all the pieces that never made sense before will suddenly click into place. That's why heaven urges you not to overthink this transition. You may be tempted to analyze the costs, the risks, the logistics, but you are not being led by numbers. You are being led by presence. The presence of God. The alignment of angels. The guidance of ancestors. Michael promises, the place will not just receive your body, it will welcome your soul. If you feel unrest in a space, don't ignore it. If the energy feels off, even if it looks perfect, walk away. Your spirit is your strongest compass now. You are no longer meant to settle in places that do not stir your divine frequency. And if you feel drawn to a place others dismiss, don't let their disbelief rob your direction. What they cannot see was never meant for them. It's for you. Type Amen 5768 to get God blessings. Your soul is wise. It remembers what your mind has forgotten. And as you get closer to your destined ground, your body will begin responding in strange, holy ways. So ask yourself, what does peace feel like in my body? What does yes feel like in my chest? Because soon, you'll feel it all at once. And in that sacred moment, you'll know, I am home. The house you're headed toward has been protected, preserved, and prophetically timed for you. You may not see it yet. You may not even know the address. But heaven does. And what your eyes cannot perceive, your spirit is already moving toward, guided by the invisible hands of angels working behind the scenes. Archangel Michael reveals this powerful truth: your new home has already been sanctified in the spirit realm. Angels have walked its halls. Prophetic energy has saturated its walls. It is waiting, not just for a new owner, but for the next assignment heaven has placed inside of you. This move is not about availability. It's about divine timing. There are sacred events that must align before you arrive. Someone may need to move out. A deal may have to fall through. A delay may happen, not to frustrate you, but to make room for you. What looks like rejection is actually redirection into favor. Heaven is already preparing the soil beneath your feet. You may have been dreaming of unfamiliar rooms, packing up boxes in your sleep, or even seeing keys that you don't yet possess. These are not just subconscious desires, they are prophetic previews. Signs from heaven that the shift has already been initiated. Michael says, when heaven shifts a child of destiny, the angels go before them. The move may look sudden on earth, but in the spirit, it's already in motion. Type Amen 998 to get God blessings. Do not be surprised if, suddenly, something becomes available that seemed impossible. A location that once had no vacancies now opens wide. A landlord who said no before now comes back with a yes. What others tried to claim will no longer fit them, because it was spiritually reserved for you. Some homes are not just properties. They are portals. They carry the residue of prayers, the presence of the divine, and the purpose of the next season. This new place is not just livable, it is loaded with promise. A frequency shift will occur the moment you cross the threshold. Michael also brings this mystery: there is a connection between the land and your lineage. Some part of your new location may be linked to your ancestral line or spiritual heritage. It could be the land your ancestors prayed over. It may sit atop old prophetic ground. Or you may be unknowingly drawn to a place where someone in your spiritual lineage once planted seeds for your arrival. You are not the first to touch this place in spirit. But you may be the first to awaken it in this generation. And know this, even if you move into a space that was once used with wrong intent or heavy energy, heaven will cleanse and consecrate it the moment your assignment begins. That's why angels have gone ahead. To protect it. To purify it. To prepare it. So stop asking, how will I know? Start declaring, if heaven has prepared it, I will not miss it. You are not arriving late. You're arriving right on divine time. Heaven is not scrambling. Heaven is synchronizing. And the next door is already creaking open, because your angels are unlocking it as we speak. Something or someone left behind a prophetic clue, and you are always destined to find it. You are not simply moving into an empty space, you are stepping into a story already in progress. Type Amen 2903 to get God blessings. Archangel Michael whispers, there is a secret in this place that has waited for your arrival. A message hidden in time. A key, a clue, or a confirmation that proves this home was destined for you all along. Do not treat this move as routine. Do not assume everything is what it seems. The house, or the land, contains layers, and something spiritual is embedded within its walls, beneath its floorboards, or even in the memories of those who lived there before you. And it will reveal itself to you. There may be a letter. A name carved into wood. A book tucked away in the attic. A photo with a face that looks eerily familiar. A room that seems to hum when you step inside it. These aren't accidents. These are divine signatures. Michael says, heaven has hidden a breadcrumb, placed like a treasure for your spirit to discover. You may even notice patterns repeating themselves. A number that follows you throughout the house. A birth date on an old document that matches yours. A mirror in the hallway that feels like it's reflecting not just your face, but a version of yourself you've forgotten. This is not haunted, it's heaven-coded. Holy. Chosen. Type Amen 878 to get God blessings. Sometimes what is hidden in a house was left not to be buried, but to be found by the one with eyes to see. You are that one. There is a message that someone long before you tried to send, but they couldn't finish the journey. A former owner, a displaced soul, or even an ancestor may have cried out for justice, healing, or revelation, but the time wasn't right. Now it is. Now you are. You carry the light they lacked. You hold the key to unlock what they sealed shut. That's why you may feel strangely emotional during this move. It's not just your excitement, it's the spiritual echo of a house finally exhaling. Because it knows you've arrived. You may even receive dreams or visions before you find the object physically. Michael says, don't ignore strange dreams, especially ones involving children, locked doors, unfamiliar voices, or golden keys. These are not your imagination. They are invitations to look closer. And when you find the hidden item, because you must pause. Ask yourself, why was this left for me? What does this want me to see? Then listen. Because the message will speak. Maybe it's a secret about the former tenant. Maybe it's about the land's deeper history. Maybe it's a divine instruction for your next season. But what's certain is this, you were meant to find it. You were born with the spiritual frequency to unlock what others overlooked. Michael urges you, when you walk through your new home, do not just observe with your eyes. Feel with your soul. Ask the walls to speak. Invite the Spirit to unveil what time is hidden. Type Amen 29923 to get God blessings. Something sacred is waiting to be discovered, and when you find it, it will be the final confirmation. This is your place. Your mission. Your moment. When the trumpet sounds, there will be no time to hesitate. This is the final call before the shift. There's a reason your spirit has been unsettled lately. A reason your dreams feel more vivid, your surroundings less permanent, your soul less attached to where you currently are. Archangel Michael speaks now with urgency. The move will happen swiftly. The window will open quickly, and close just as fast. When the signal comes, you must respond without hesitation. There will be no time for debate, no space for second-guessing. Heaven is preparing a divine extraction. Your current location has served its purpose. It was a place of growth, maybe even survival. But it is no longer where your destiny resides. To delay now is to risk being out of alignment when heaven unleashes the next phase of your purpose. Like Lot leaving Sodom, like Israel fleeing Egypt, like Joseph taking Mary and Jesus in the night, this move may come with no warning. A sudden opportunity. An unexpected message. A phone call that shifts everything. And when it comes, you must move. Type Amen 2910 to get God blessings. Michael warns, do not look back. Do not mourn what God is calling you to leave. Even if it's familiar. Even if it feels safe. Familiarity is not your home, destiny is. There will be people who do not understand why you're leaving. Some may try to guilt you, delay you, even shame you. They'll say things like, "Why now? Don't rush. Are you sure this is right?" But deep inside, you'll know it's not just right, it's righteous. Heaven is positioning you on prophetic time, not people's calendars. That's why Michael urges you to pack your spirit now. Clear emotional clutter. End soul ties. Tie up unfinished tasks. Simplify what you carry, because the lighter you are, the faster you'll move when the call comes. There will be signs. A document suddenly gets approved. A door that was once locked bursts open. A person you'd been waiting on suddenly withdraws, making room for someone new. You begin seeing numbers like 911, 144, or 555 repeatedly. These are not coincidences. They are prophetic countdowns. Michael says, the angelic convoy has already been dispatched. A protective shield will surround you as you exit, but your obedience is the key. If you wait too long, doubt will creep in. And doubt births delay. But obedience births acceleration. You've been chosen for this shift because you carry a divine assignment that is urgently needed where you are going. The people, land, and resources tied to your name are already waking up, preparing to receive you. You mustn't fear the speed of it. You must trust the source of it. Type Amen 978 to get God blessings. Heaven's timing is perfect, and once the trumpet of transition sounds in your spirit, do not hesitate. Pack now. Pray now. Listen now. Because when the signal comes, it will come fast, and you will not have time to figure it all out. You must trust that heaven already has. Your new dwelling is not just a place, it's a portal of destiny. And your time has come. Type Amen 1029 to get God blessings.